Hey guys, so this is a live stream and the way it's been recorded is a bit sticky and jittery, but the energy's cool, so enjoy anyway. Ciao.
How's it, Justin? How's it, mens?
You, Polly?
Lekker, bro, lekker. So, we're doing a Meet the Jeffries, Meet the LifeHouse peeps. So, I've got 3 questions for you. You ready?
Yeah. Is it better if we come closer?
However you like to be framed, man. This is going to be permanent on the internet, so.
Lovely. Just let me wash my head.
All right, ready, Justin?
Yes.
Bro, how's the lockdown affected you? Good and bad. How's it been?
I think let's start the good. I think I'm actually disappointed that possibly we're going to go back to work next week. I think at home has been absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we live on a big plot, so there's a lot to do. So being locked down is not locked in. We've got a little running and a cycling course on our plot. I get stuck down with manual labor. I've got a few bits and business things to do here and there. But as far as time with the family, watching the kids grow up, spending time with them, watching Josh do some handiwork, helping him, it's been absolute blessing. Absolute blessing. I mean, it's been phenomenal. I'll never forget it regardless of the outcome. But the big but is the looming financial crisis. People are scared. So our practice has taken probably a 90% knock. So very little income coming in, but we don't feel it now. We've got a lag. So we'll probably feel this 3-week knockdown only in May, June in our financial pockets. Obviously gives us time to prep for that. So we eat bread and butter for a longer period of time. But yeah, so that I totally am relying on God to provide.
Yeah, that's awesome. I hear you about the season for salty cracks, man. Like Ange and I have pretty much committed to 21 days. Hey, we've got long life milk and frozen loaves of bread. And if that's the way it has to go, that's the way it's going to go. And Mins, how you been? How you been with the lockdown?
I think personally, I'm quite happy in my own company and at home. I love it. The work side of things has been hard to homeschool Jenna in grade 5 and to homeschool Joshie in grade 2, and they're completely different people in how they do schoolwork, and then to still carry on with my school and managing the teachers who are, teaching remotely has been a challenge. But yeah, being at home and being with my family and in my own company, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, introverts unite finally, hey, in our own homes, in our own spaces, far apart from each other. So where have you seen the goodness of God, my man? Because I mean, there's all the bleak, but then it's an opportunity for God to show himself. Have you seen any of that?
I definitely have, Paul. It's been slow coming. I think one of my coping mechanisms was, when I stress, I go quiet or go to sleep. And I withdrew myself from most social media on all platforms. That includes WhatsApp, email, anything. And I purposefully didn't read everyone's prophetic word, everyone's idea of what God's doing now, etc., etc. And probably the first 4 days, maybe even up to a week, maybe it was time for me to be threshed out, like the wheat in the fields, where I had to have all the nonsense cleared from my brain before the wax was out of my ears so I could hear God. And even though I had started doing my CBR more diligently, by that I mean taking away all distractions, God started speaking to me, and definitely in the last week I've come to a realization that it's not about me, it's about Jesus and God. It's about our salvation. Doesn't matter what I do, it's not going to make a difference. It's about relying on him, and that's where I am now, which is a great place. I know I'm at an amazing peace, because in the beginning of the year I was given a prophetic word, and I do believe that we're going to live in abundance, but I think maybe the definition of abundance is going to have to be redefined. I think according to Justin Jeffrey, it may have been financial abundance, but it could be spiritual abundance. It could be closeness with family abundance. It could be other forms of abundance that I am going to be seeing. And I know my staff at work have really stepped up to the plate. Their level of work and their dedication in this time of lockdown has really made me more at peace, and I know that God's working there. So the wisdom of humans, the wisdom of the world is not going to help me in this time.
Yeah, it's funny. I've sensed something similar to you, where God is almost. I don't believe that God has interrupted the world, but He's taken the opportunity to interrupt. He's taken the opportunity to go like, "Hey, can you just now that you're sitting down, can I just have 21 days of your time, please, for your whole life? Can I just have 21 days?" Yeah, man. Min's seen God's amazingness in anything? Is it practical? Is it?
I think for me, I've got the time now where I can sit and really focus on my CBR. My CBR prior to the lockdown was very rushed. It was very, in the morning, quickly before the kids wake up, and kind of praying as I close the Bible and walk off. And for me now, I've actually forced myself to sit down, read the commentary in the Bible, and pray. So although, like Justin said, it's been a bit of a slow, I haven't had amazing words from God, but I've had that time. I think I've definitely felt the peace of God. And for me, I'm in myself saying, well, you are very bold to say to people when they go through hard times, let go and let God, and now you have to do it, and you have to practice what you preach. So for me, I think there's a sense of peace, but it's kind of taking that faith that sometimes we struggle with, and having faith that God does have this. So yeah.
I was saying to Gary the other day, I feel that this season is definitely going to show us who we are and who we aren't. Like, I'll be the first one to put my hand up and be like, I'm the most faithful guy, and I've done this, and God's done that. But when the techie hits the tar, it's actually like, okay, if he doesn't deliver at the end of this month, I'm going to have to phone the bank and say, I'm faithful, but can you guys give me a bond holiday? So interesting times.
So that's what you've just said, and since it's going to go out on the internet, might as well put our faith on the line. Paula, I know that at work we've discussed, okay, can we have a bond holiday? Should we do this? Should we that? And I've told my partner at work, no, we're not going to do it, because God did tell me at the beginning of this year that things will be all right. So I've actually chosen, look, and I'm happy to say that maybe I was wrong in 6 weeks' time down the line. Maybe my feelings were wrong, and then we do approach the banks and ask them for a bit of relief. But right now, I do think it's a time to hold on to the words that God has given us.
Absolutely. As Paul Tottel says, that present word, if you've got a present word, the best thing you can do is hang on to that present word, be in the eye of the storm with Jesus. And for others, It's totally practical. It's a case of, well, look, if I don't have money at the end of the month, that's going to be a problem. I don't have a present word, so maybe I need that bond holiday. And I think there's grace for both, but I'm amped for you guys. Let's see testimony. Okay, now my favorite. Now I'm going to stir a bit, all right? So I've been chatting to a bunch of guys, and some of them believe that they have married aliens after spending 12 days with each other. How are you guys coping being in each other's faces like all the time? You guys you're close and awesome on the outside when we see you at church, but are you just putting on smiles right now? Are you ready to throttle anyone?
You go first.
I think we're very fortunate because we've got space where we are. So if I need some space and I go for a run, then that's cool. And if Justin needs some space and he does his woodwork or whatever, then that's cool. So we've got the space. But I think it's been such a privilege. I don't know many, that this happens. You get 21 days. Very often we don't even get to say 3 words to each other because our days are so busy. And now, we're in each other's space. So for me, it's been a privilege. I've loved it.
All right. So now you got to go off the back of that, Justin? Don't fail us now, bro.
For me, it's been really tough. Well, yeah, the space has helped a lot. If this is going to be watched in the future sometime, we've just come off a weekend of rain for 3 days, and I need to be outside. So, yeah, guilt, admitting my guilt. On Saturday, I lost it. I'd lost the plot. My anger levels rose for no reason whatsoever other than the fact that I was cooped up. So I think we have been blessed, but the weather's been fantastic as well, other than those 3 days. So I have had the opportunity to get out. Being trapped with my family is fantastic. Often we go away, just the four of us anyway. And Minnie being an introvert, me being an extrovert, it complements each other, because I think if we were both introverts, we'd be quite lonely. But the fact that Minnie's quite happy being quiet, and then I just do all the talking and noise, that's fine as well. And then the kids engaging with us. Look, I think if I was sentenced to a lifetime of this, I probably would not be that smiling. But we know that we only got 10 more days, and the homeschooling and stuff is actually a privilege to see how the kids are working and doing this. To being part of what I don't see, because I go to work at 5:30 in the morning, and I generally come back 6:37 at night, so I don't get to see the family like this. But yeah, it's been special. Yeah, it has been good. But as I said, at least I know that we've only got 10 more days.
Yeah, that's awesome, guys. Thanks for being my guinea pigs. You're my first interview. Let's see if we can encourage other people to tell us more creepy stories. And I don't know, maybe there'll be some fallout somewhere and a body buried in the backyard or something. That's what I'm hoping for, you know. So, love you guys. Hang in there, and catch you later.
Thanks, and cheers, Polly. Bye.